A very good afternoon, Mahuera say Bonani. I hope you are doing well. I've seen reports on social media saying there's been quite a number of Zimbabweans returning back from diaspora to Zim, and it's quite amazing to see the numbers. The International Organization for Migration shared about 380,000 Zimbabweans relocated between 2019 and now back to Zim. I think the numbers are actually higher than that, but we don't have much of that data from the Zimbabwean side, which is quite amazing. And I've seen debates happening on social media whether this actually means that there have been some political reforms or economic reforms in happening in Zimbabwe. But what I I believe is that there's been some changes that have been calling people back home. But most of these people who are relocating to Zimbabwe are people who've been in diaspora for 10 to 30 years. So they've built their wealth, they've got savings, they've built their homes back home. There are professionals, skilled professionals like doctors, academics, technocrats, um, engineers who have returned back home not to look for a job, but to start their own private practices. So it's not an ordinary Zimbabwean. I mean, for the most part, it's not Zimbabweans who are just packing their bags and leaving with nothing. I've seen quite a number of people who were ZEP holders in South Africa who just got frustrated, sold the little they have, and relocated back home and are doing quite well. So another argument on Facebook that I saw on a post was that South Africa is going down, hence the influx of Zimbabweans returning to Zim. I don't think so. South African is not really going down, is it? But that's not the conversation. It's not even about that. I know quite a number of people who returned back to Zim who are between the ages of 45 to 65. These are people who are retiring in whatever country they've been in, and they've been in those countries since they were 20. Others left when they were teenagers. So they're actually retiring in that country and coming back home. So it's not about somebody waking up and saying home is best. No, they've got money. They've got their stuff together to actually come back home and just stay for the rest of their life without working a day. So, as much as this is amazing news, we love it, we welcome it. We need to be sure about our analysis, not to put some people under pressure who just been in diaspora for a year or so. It takes time. When we look at other countries, it's actually take time to just get a work permit. So when they get there to move from whatever visa they've been on or what type of permit they've been on to getting a PR, it takes time for other people. And some been on asylum, so they cannot travel back home. And now they've made that conscious decision. I'm getting old. I want to go back home and spend the rest of my life there. So it's not that much to do with any type of reform that is happening in Zimbabwe, even though I know that there's quite a lot of opportunities for people with money. For people with money to start something, there are opportunities. Leaving the country to go and look for a job, not so much. No, not really. You can't be coming from South Africa and compete for a job with a youth that's been in the country, probably more educated. Um, it it won't work. So when we see our content creators, news and some people leading conversations about how they are relocating from South Africa to Zim to start a mine or to, to set up a school. They make it sound like it's just that easy. It takes money. And if you're coming from South Africa, remember you are going to be using dollars. So you are changing your rands to dollars. And that's when you realize actually don't have much money. People are going back home with everything, machinery, equipment that they need to start whatever project they are starting, but they sell it to the rest of the world as if this influx is a call for, funding and opportunities that you find in Zim without putting any cent. It's not as easy as that. As much as the numbers are quite beautiful and we love it and encourage more people to look into that, don't be under pressure to move without a plan. Most people regret and are looking for ways to leave Zim. There's a guy who posted on Facebook who went there with all the money to start a roadrunner project and was trending. He was actually featured by Wodemaya at some point. But then he came back on social media and said, I made a lot of mistakes. I just moved with money and I thought this is it. I can make it in Zim. Zim, you need to have a plan when you are moving back to Zim. You must have a plan. Like the next 5 years, you need to know where your income is going to be coming from, how you're going to be settling in. You need to have all of that in place before you move. It's not just putting your backpack on and just leaving. I saw another couple content creators who made their money and said they bought property and are leaving South Africa for good and going back home. Well, we tend to make these conversations about we are done, South Africa is nothing and things like that. People make that mistake to just talk like that, but the honest truth is that you have got the money to relocate. You are able to go and start something. If you did not have that in place, you wouldn't be going. You wouldn't be going. So to anybody who is planning on this, don't be moved by the pressure, by the talks. Engage these people and let them walk you through their journey. And you understand first, like, where did you start? How did you start? Yes, there are so many people who don't have a choice right now but to leave, especially South Africa. They don't have a choice but to leave. You can be deported or you don't have documentation. It's difficult to get a job. The only option that you have is to just go back home and see what you can do when you get there. But if you are somebody who is documented and you've got a job and you're planning on relocating back home, have a plan first, please. Have a plan first. You will need your salary from wherever you are to fund certain things and get to know what you're getting yourself into. The people that you're going to be hiring to work for you or to do certain things for you, they don't come cheap. And once they know that you're coming from diaspora, it's another story altogether. Let us keep this conversation going. If you have relocated from another country, be it the UK, USA, or South Africa, to back to Zimbabwe, share your story. How is it going? How did you do it? How did you uh, build your funds? How long did it take you to put together the money to build your home? Maybe for 55K. Um, how long did it take you? It actually burst to walk people through that process. I know you just want to post your video. Yay, I'm so happy. I'm back home. Everything is working out. But if you are there to inspire somebody else to go back home, at least let us um, walk walk people through the whole process. Take your time if you can. It helps a lot. Thank you so much and have a great day.